of hand-holding emoji. Like, that's how I'm seeing it with the actual anti-Semites and the civil libertarians. And it's not the civil libertarians, like, actively trying to hold hands with the literal neo-Nazis. It's more the neo-Nazis, like, grabbing the hands of the civil libertarians and being like, look, we're in this together now. And Alex Jones is trying to be like, yeah, no, we're not. But it's hard because there are serious civil liberty concerns on the table that I was thinking about this morning. I mean, one of the, I think it was a huge wake-up call for the right where they were holding hands with the civil libertarians in 2017, 2018, when people like Carter Page were being unlawfully spied on by our intelligence community, by the FBI, when they didn't take all the steps they needed to secure their FISA warrant, and they lied on the fight, all of that stuff. It's like all of that has just been thrown out the window. And like that's something that the Alex Jones universe was furious about, was the FBI fudging the rules in ways they did to spy on Muslims during the Bush administration, the Obama administration. I mean, it was all out there for everyone to see. And now it's like just full steam ahead. Don't worry about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get back to a place
because we trust Trump.
Exactly. And Alex Jones, to your point, is someone who's very much like trusting of Donald Trump. So it's very interesting. I think that you're not wrong. Like this criticism of him from him is very interesting.
I mean, the other dynamic that's playing out here is like there's a reason Alex Jones wants to have Nick Fuentes on his show, because Nick Fuentes is popular with some portion, probably a significant portion of Alex Jones's audience, which makes sense because Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist. That's his whole shit. And the ultimate like timeless conspiracy theory is that the Jews control everything.
Yeah.
And so Nick Fuentes is sort of like out conspiracizing, is that a word? Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Which is why he's too nervous to actually say like you can't like stop fixating and saying Jews control everything and just being like an out and out anti-Semite.
Yep.
Because that would be very unpopular with the audience base that he's created and with his brand positioning as like the ultimate conspiracy theorist. So instead, he has to couch it in just like, well, I think you're fixating on that a little too much.
Well, so Fuentes is a sort of, he's Catholic. And Alex Jones, I'll say, as an evangelical, there are a lot of like evangelical Christians who have now, after COVID, fallen into at least being like Alex Jones curious, if not like big Alex Jones supporters, but Alex Jones curious. That's also a group of people that is very pro-Israel.
Oh, yeah.
And very averse to anti-Semitism. And so very sensitive to claims of anti-Semitism. And so I think Alex Jones is in this interesting place where, I mean, you and I both remember like in the mid-aughts, Alex Jones was way more popular with people on the left because of a lot of 9/11 stuff. He was like in those spaces.
That's when he and Rogan get to be friends.
Exactly. Yeah. And so he has such a strange coalition of people who follow him. I think he feels pressure, not just in substance, but like actually in being able to maintain the project that he's overseeing, he sees himself overseeing, as he feels some pressure to try and like say the emperor has no clothes when it comes to Fuentes, and to try to undercut Nick Fuentes, or just like be seen in debate with Nick Fuentes so that it takes power away from Nick Fuentes.
When you're making Alex Jones look moderate and reasonable.
Well,
that's a wild place to be.
I do also think that like we can talk about whatever Alex Jones's motivations are for this. He seems quite different. Even some of his followers are criticizing him for seeming different in recent days.
Yes, tell me more about that, because I can't claim to be like a regular viewer or particularly in touch with his audience base.
No, I don't. I'm not a regular viewer either, but he has been a more regular presence in some conservative circles. Like he goes on Tucker's show, and I think, again, like we can criticize his motivations for this, but I think he definitely was changed by his experience in court with the Sandy Hook stuff.
When there was a consequence.
For his outlandish
accusations.
And even if that consequence is sort of disproportionate, which I'm not even going to start debating, that's definitely Tucker's take on it. But even if that's true, he seems like, again, maybe he's doing it for the wrong reasons, to paraphrase everyone on The Bachelor, but he seems like he's more careful and cautious. His followers, not all of them, but there's like a subsect. It's like Fuentes world, which is why he wants to debate.
When Alex Jones truly became president.
Yes, this is it. It's finally arrived. But Fuentes World does criticize him for being, I'm sure they call him a Zionist, and I'm sure they say that he's been like co-opted by the vast Zionist conspiracy, just like Donald Trump. And I think that's where he feels pressure to debate Fuentes and push back and try to put some guardrails up, at least on that. But yeah, I mean, Alex Jones is in an interesting place right now. Some of his people think he's not hardcore enough anymore. He definitely
lost his edge.
He has some guardrails, obviously, because of the court situation. And to your point,
don't you also think though that because there are so many wild conspiracies on the like, it's hard for him to keep up, and not just with Fuentes. But also with like all the QAnon stuff and whatever. Like he used to be the only game in town for this kind of content. And now he's got a lot of competitors, and they're pretty fierce in terms of like remember back in the campaign, they thought that the Democrats made the hurricane. Like, like he used to be really kind of have a corner on that market. And now there's a lot of competition in the space.
But a lot of those people still sort of, I don't want to say revere, but a lot of those people still pick up on Alex Jones's cues and follow him and will be deferential, respectful of Alex Jones, as sort of like the figurehead of that movement, which a lot of people feel like was vindicated around the time of COVID. And that's one of those things where it's like, he has been correct about certain conspiracies, and it gives him this power.
The funny thing now is that, all the things they said about the World Economic Forum, they want you to have no things and eat bugs and whatever. It's like now Trump is like, you can only have $2.
Yes, and Trump is welcoming Scott Bessent, who comes from Soros' world, into the fold. And Bessent is now the architect, the man who's seen as the trusted figure of Trump's entire economic policy. So it's a very odd time. The internal politics of this are very odd. The recent Tucker interview with Alex Jones is quite interesting, because it's Tucker marveling at the fact that Alex Jones predicted 9/11, which people dispute. He made some comments before 9/11 that I think were genuinely pretty
prescient.
Yeah, they're pretty prescient.
Okay.
But Tucker basically saying you were right about this, and ever since the government has tried to silence you. So this is where the power comes from of being prescient on a couple of different things. So he does have more competition now from the media that he helped democratize, right? Like, it used to, InfoWars really was the only game in town, and some weird, even weirder blogs. But now, you can say this stuff on X, and you can say this stuff on Rumble. So everyone's sort of in the game. It's been democratized to the point where it does have a harder time sort of holding conspiracy world together.
This is why I love talking to you, Em.
Oh, and I'm not even that deep. You should talk to some of my friends, Sagar, my friend. You should talk to some of them. They'll be able to give you a much more granular reading of the internal dynamics.
We might need to do that.
We should do that, actually, because I'm not even that deep. People would listen to me and be like, okay, yes, but you're missing the nuance. Fuentes actually, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, gosh. I try to stay out of it, but we should get one of them on.
Yeah, I like that. That'll be fun. All right, guys. So that is the show for today. We have our Friday show tomorrow. It looks like Baby has not come as of 10:24 a.m. on Thursday, but I do think Sagar is now out for his paternity leave, just to be there for his wife and make sure that they are ready to go. So we are wishing him well. So you guys are going to see, different hosts.
Oh, it's exciting.
Switching around. I'll go ahead now. So on Monday, actually, Glenn Greenwald is going to co-host with me for a portion of the show, which would be super fun, which I'm looking forward to. So we are going to bring in some sort of guest outside hosts, but also we'll be, you and me and Ryan, and we'll be mixing up the hosting duties all around to cover for Sagar while he is on paternity leave, and which is something we're going to continue into the future as well, because that has, I think you guys have, received that really well. Everybody seems to be enjoying the different dynamics. We're enjoying the different dynamics. It's fun to get to host with all of the co-hosts here, and so yeah, that's what's going on. So we'll see you guys Friday, and then I will see you on Monday with Glenn Greenwald. Have a great day, guys.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.